Former Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy officially has a primary challenger. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back again with a new video today. It is time that we talk about the 2024 congressional elections. Because everyone, we got some breaking news. Former Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy has just received a MAGA primary challenger. Yep, late last night, an FEC report was released showing that David Giglio, you may recognize that name, has filed a statement of candidacy to challenge Kevin McCarthy next year. And he just put out an announcement saying he is in fact attempting to primary out former Speaker Kevin McCarthy. Yep, David Giglio, who many of you probably recognize, he is in fact running against Kevin McCarthy next year. Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course join the channel today. Guys, just for $1 a month, you can join Real American. This is the best way to support the daily content that we all know and love. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. Alright, everybody. Now let me be clear before I even start. I don't think David Giglio's gonna win. I'm just being 100% honest. I like the guy. I think he's a great guy. Everyone that I've talked to that have met him in person say he is in fact a really nice dude. He is. Great on the issues, but come on. You're going against Kevin McCarthy. While not the speaker anymore. He was the Speaker of the House for just under 8 months or whatever it was. And he is a damn good fundraiser. With that being said, however, I think this is a bit of vengeance, payback, whatever, from Giglio. Because if you hear what happened to him during his campaign in California's 13th, which I'll bring up right here. This was the primary that David Giglio ran in. Now, on paper, it looked like Giglio, he did terrible. He only got 15%. Well, to be clear, this is a jungle primary in a very competitive seat. It's like a Biden plus 10 seat or whatever. And Giglio, he was the second Republican in the election. There was another one, John Duarte, who won by 500 votes, but he did win against Adam Gray later in the fall of last year. But if you want to know the whole story, I think Giglio has talked about it a little bit, but Kevin McCarthy bankrolled Duarte a lot. We're not talking about just, a little bit here and there. From everything I've heard, it's like a couple $1 million they spent just in the primary. Yeah. And David Giglio, he was the MAGA America First candidate in the district. And I've heard some of the internals, which I don't know 100%. Either way, there was a good possibility if Kevin McCarthy didn't bankroll Duarte that much, Giglio could have been the nominee. Now people are going to say he's too conservative for the district, yada, yada, yada. Well, we'll never know, because John Duarte got a lot of money from Kevin McCarthy in the primary. And even then, Giglio did put up a decent performance considering the fact that, hey, he really didn't have much money. I mean, compared to Duarte, he had nothing. He still got 15% in a jungle primary, which would probably translate to 30, 40% in a head-to-head with Duarte or something like that. Which, considering the circumstances, I think it's okay. But I really do think this is more of a screw you to McCarthy. Because he did bankroll Duarte, and Duarte's gonna get crushed next year. Let's be real. The moron ran on limited immigration. We gotta build the wall. We gotta secure the border. And we gotta put America first. Well, guess what? When he got into the House of Representatives, you know what he became? An establishment hack that voted for amnesty, that supported several crap policies that go against what he stood for in the election. And he's probably going to get crushed against Adam Gray, who is a more moderate Democrat in the district. He is. I know there's a meme out there of like, well, Rich Bear said that Duarte was going to win last year or lose last year, but he won. Well, yeah, that is kind of a funny meme, but it's like, A, that election was like 100,000 votes it was. That's nothing. And number two, I do think when Duarte did, break a lot of his promises, I think that did hurt him. I don't care that this is a 60% Hispanic seat. You ran on border security, and that's what won you the election. Instead of, standing your ground on that, you suddenly flip? What? It's like, what are you doing? So, Giglio decided, you know what, we're not going to run for this seat. Duarte's going to be the Republican candidate. Let him lose. I hope he does win, even though I don't like him because, you still want to keep that majority. Duarte is still better than, Don Bacon, but that's not really saying much if we're being honest. But either way, the focus is on California's 20th, which is super Republican. It's like R plus 30. So for one, there's no electability argument. Giglio, if he somehow wins the primary, he would be the next congressman. He would. And number two, there's no reason to have a Kevin McCarthy type in that type of seat. If it was R plus 10, that's one thing. But R plus 30 seat? It's like, didn't Trump win the district by 20 to 30? Why you have Kevin McCarthy representing you? So let's get into it. Former Speaker Kevin McCarthy is getting a primary challenger in his re-election race for his House seat representing the state's 20th district. David Giglio, who previously lost a congressional bid for the 13th district, is running as an America First Republican who will fight alongside President Trump in 2024 as he wages war against the corrupt Uniparty, according to Giglio's campaign website. Giglio also took direct aim at McCarthy, who was ousted from his post October 3rd when 8 Republicans joined Democrats in favor of a motion to vacate the chair. The rebel group of Republicans was angry about McCarthy's last-minute, bipartisan deal to keep the government funded. Again, that wasn't bipartisan. That was what everything Democrats wanted, and then some. Bipartisanship is, we get something, Democrats get something. I love how this went from, Republicans got a lot of what we wanted to, no, we got nothing because the 8 backstabbed us. Pick one. Did we get something out of it, or did we get nothing? It baffles my mind thinking these people keep flipping about the 8 did a terrible thing because they destroyed the bipartisan deal, right? We never got anything. The deal was actually bipartisan. McCarthy did a great job, but those 8 got rid of him for no reason. What is it then? Did we get something out of it? Or did we get nothing? Answer, nothing. He broke his promises with the conference, and that's what he gets. Again, you could say Matt Gaetz could have handled it better. That's one thing. But McCarthy broke a deal. And a lot of people in the base are absolutely furious with him. They're like, dude, you promised us certain things. I don't care if you couldn't keep the promise. Don't make it then. Don't make the promises you can't keep. Kevin McCarthy failed the American people by not keeping his promises and capitulating to the corrupt Biden regime and the radical Democrats, Giglio said on his website. Americans are fed up with the status quo and hungry for change. I intend to do whatever it takes to fight, win, and deliver for them, he said on the campaign donation page. Help me defeat the swamp by making a generous donation below, and blah, blah, blah. Send an American First fighter to Washington. So yeah, David Giglio is in fact going to challenge Kevin McCarthy. Now, many of you probably know David Giglio has one of the best issues pages of any Republican, by far. I mean, look at this. This is just for his issue of water. You know, water is a big issue in the state of California with all the droughts and stuff. It's a big deal out there. Well, look at this. I mean, look at this. No other Republican has this in total for their issues page. Giglio has all of this in one. You can go to immigration. Same deal. All right, not as much, but look at this. Temporary moratorium of immigration until the border is fully secured. The wall is finished, the backlog of current pending cases is cleared, the naturalization process is streamlined to meet 21st century demands. How can you oppose this guy? Merit-based system, nationwide e-verify. Just keep going. The economy, same thing. Not as much, but just keep looking. Healthcare. What other Republican has this type of detail on their issues? Name one. Second Amendment. It just keeps going on and on and on. Election integrity. I mean, how can people be opposed to this guy? Because Rich Bear supports him? Who freaking cares? Listen, you could say Rich Bear was wrong in 2022. Fine. But to oppose Giglio just to spite some random guy? What? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Giglio is factually better than Kevin McCarthy on the issues. Oh, and Kevin McCarthy could fundraise. They get these candidates that are quote-unquote great fundraisers to fundraise themselves. Guess what? Their excuse for McCarthy's a good fundraiser, it's more like, we're lazy. We just don't want to fundraise. McCarthy does it for us. Because the whole fundraising apparatus in the GOP is built around Kevin McCarthy, especially in the House level. Essentially an unsustainable system. Either way, folks, David Giglio has my 100% endorsement. I don't think he's going to win. I mean, it's Kevin McCarthy. He was one of the most powerful people in America. He was the Speaker of the House. But this could very well be the modern day Dave Brat moment, where he took out one of the most egregious rhinos in the House of Representatives back in 2014, Eric Cantor, who was in leadership. I think he was the number 2 guy in the House. He was primaried out by a Tea Party candidate. This could be our moment. The America First movement, just 10 years later, could possibly primary out Kevin McCarthy. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but the possibility exists. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you so much. Godspeed to all of you.